Hey, what's going on everyone? I am the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. Got a squad right here with a Choice Band Kartana on it, which I think looks beautiful on the thumbnail first of all, but I think this team looks very cool right here too. Just put it together, and the idea is we got grassy terrain support, with Kartana and Sceptile being the main breakers right here, so that's definitely very cool. Sceptile is able to go ahead and outrun Ash Greninja after the Battle Bond, which is definitely very nice, and that's definitely a threat to this team because Tapu Bulu is our main Ash Greninja check, so Sceptile can go ahead and knock that out after. We got Specs Hoopa right here just because I wanted some way to break through Magma Zone more reliably, because that can pretty easily trap our Kartana right here. So if I have Kartana in, I can double into Hoopa expecting Magma Zone and then basically throw off an attack and get a kill. So that can really help us out. Then we got Rock's Heatran right here as our Fairy Resist, and then finally a Defog Tornadus. So that's going to be the team. It'll be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. I'm really looking forward to this one, so let's go ahead and hop right into the games. Okay, I got the first game right here. Mega Sceptile is a really nice threat in this game, as long with Kartana right here. I'll lead off with Torn. Another Mew, or is Torn? Is that what I'm thinking? Yeah, so Torn leads. I don't see a reason not to go for the Z, because if I knock this out, then I basically win with my Sceptile on the spot, so let's go ahead and have it live somehow. Not quite sure. But it gives me a knockoff, which is cool, on what I'm assuming is going to be Heatran, right? Because nothing else takes Hurricane. So I get rid of lefties, and damage on Heatran is not even bad either, so I'm going to go right here for a U-turn, and then bring in my Hoopa on what I think is going to be an Earth Power. Just on rocks, okay, that's fine. I don't see good responses to this Pokemon, so I'll go ahead and click Psyshock here, expecting Tapu Bulu to come in, because it'll do good damage to Tran anyway, so I really don't mind any of that. And if my opponent does want to go Tapu Bulu and give me damage, I'll take that any day, so maybe I should just Dark Pulse. It's kind of, because I have good switch-ins to the Tapu Bulu anyway, so I'll just Dark Pulse here. As my opponent goes Toxapex, so had I gone for the other thing, that would be great. That was going to be a 2-hit KO anyway. Actually, maybe not with Black Sludge, so crit right there is actually pretty cool, but, I mean, Toxapex is not even a threat to my team. It's blown back by literally everything, so out comes Torn to just click the U-turn. I'll bring out my own Tran now, I think. On the U-turn, Zygarde's about to come out, and Zygarde's going to be a threat. Yeah, Zygarde does come out, and what I gotta do against Zygarde is go out into my Bulu here. As my opponent makes a great double to Torn, but I'm once again gonna go Heatran on the Hurricane, and now I can just get up my rocks alongside him. I don't really mind here. On a knockoff, that's fine. And gives me a free Magma Storm now on the U-turn. I'm getting a little bit of lag right here, not sure why, but Zygarde's going to go ahead and come back out. I unfortunately missed. Damage there could have been really nice, but I got to switch out because Grassy Terrain does not weaken 1000 Arrows right here, so let's go ahead and go back to Tapu Bulu now and see what we can do right here on the... This guy keeps on making that double on the Hurricane miss, so I mean Magma Storm miss for Hurricane miss, I'll take it. I'll once again go for Magma Storm. I don't know if my opponent would risk Heatran. Okay, I finally hit my attack, which is great. You're gonna make the double again? Nope. Gives me an SD, or it just gives me a Horn Leech too. Yeah, and I get a ton of damage off, and once again, I always go back to Heatran here. I know this is repetitive, but it's my best play. I'm just waiting for the opening with Kartana and Sceptile late games. It goes for Hurricane. Doesn't do a ton. I'll Earth Power this time, as I'm expecting Heatran to come out maybe. I'm hoping Heatran comes out this time. But Zygarde is the better play in my opinion. Yeah, Zygarde comes out, as it should. And as always, back to Tapu Bulu. Keep on making this double. Wow, I'm really surprised. Always to Heatran, though, on the Hurricane miss. So we're both getting kind of lucky here. I'll go right for the Earth Power, because I know the U-turn's coming, right? And goes right for that. I'll once again go back to Tapu Bulu here. You know, I'm going to Magma Storm this time. My Heatran's at 16% anyway. Of course, I missed on the time that I actually get to attack that thing, but it's okay. I get a kill now with Kartana, pretty much, so let's go ahead and bring this out and just click Leaf Blade here. Ideally, my opponent's baited to stay in to try to maybe glare or something like that. As my opponent does go Heatran, interesting. I mean, it makes it not a switch-in next time, which is good. And it gives me my Hoopa right here, which I'm definitely going to be taking. No burn is definitely very nice right there, and this allows me to just click Dark Pulse now, and yeah, I see my opening with Sceptile late game. Sceptile is going to be the key here to winning. Ideally, my opponent does not have a random Mega Horn Tapu Bulu. That would be best case. Decides to go for the Dark Pulse. I'll go Torn here on what I'm assuming is going to be a superpower, in case I want to go ahead and choke and go Kartana, but Torn's always the play here. As my opponent goes for Horn Leech, I could have actually gotten in Kartana, but it wouldn't have been a smart decision. I always go for knock here on either incoming Heatran or Torn. As my opponent goes for the protect, I'll go ahead and knock again. Actually gives me the item, so I'm very surprised about that. I'll go ahead and bring out this Pokemon here, and I'm assuming my opponent will go for protect. So I have to Leaf Blade basically because of that, and I'm gonna go for Leaf Blade again here. Because my opponent really can't take this Pokemon on too well. Yeah, even this is gonna take a lot. I actually got a crit right there, which is really cool. And I mean, I don't need this. I'm still going for game with my Sceptile, so I just need damage on this for that. If you want to superpower me, go ahead. Yes, Sceptile is the win con here. I don't care about anything else. It goes out into this, and it's actually going to give me the kill. Don't think this is Scarf. But my opponent might actually have messed up here. Yeah, I think my opponent just messed up. And nothing can take this hit now. Unless it's Scarf Mew. Yeah, my opponent just made a really bad maneuver there, going Heatran, giving me the damage on that, which could take a hit, and then giving me Torn, which is the other Pokemon that could. You Scarf? It might actually be Scarf. No, it's not. Okay. And that's going to go down, and that should be the game right there. So Kartana is actually going to wrap up the first game. Not really how I saw this going, but, I mean, I'll take it. And, I mean, Sceptile was always going to win in the end game, especially once it gave me Tox Specs early. That was definitely very big, and we're able to go ahead and win. And I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. Unfortunately, I found a Hawlucha team for our second game right here, which I saw that this was a giant threat when I was building this team, but I really did not feel like going ahead and adding a Tapu Koko just for that, so I mean, I'll play it out. I mean, Torn can maybe double in on that, on the switch-in, and try to do some work. But in terms of leads right here, I'm assuming Lele is going to lead, so I'll lead off here with Heatran on Skarm lead, and nothing actually takes on Skarm too well, so I'll click Magma Storm. And actually, I'm just going to get a Brox here, because Heatran's going to come out, right? What other option does he have? And Brox could be great in pressuring the Skarmory Sturdy, the Chansey, the Lele. So yeah, he has to go Heatran, and it was very obvious, and I mean, I don't really want to stay in because Heatran like 6-0's like half his team here, so I'll bring in my Hoopa here and hit him up with a Psyshock on Skarmory. I was actually not expecting that. Interesting. So he's able to go ahead and get in, so I'll go ahead and bring back my Heatran here. And I think this time I'll just go ahead and click Magma Storm on the incoming Chansey. So I'm going to be able to get rid of Chansey here, which is nice, between Taunt and all this stuff. So yeah, he can't Wish Up, he's trapped in here and all of that. So let's go ahead and Magma Storm him down. Earth Power now should put him in range of the next Magma Storm turn, so that's a really good start for me. Still don't think I can beat Hawlucha though, that's the problem here. So out comes Kartana now. Wow, I don't think it's my lag, I think it's just Pokemon Showdown right here. I think the Pokemon Showdown servers have been having a lot of issues, I think. I don't know, but I'll go right here for this and just knock out the Kartana. I knew he wouldn't Sacred Sword. He had to make some sort of play right there, and it still puts me in a bad spot versus Lele, but I mean, I can still try to play this out. I'll go ahead and Magma Storm again on the Moonblast, as I unfortunately miss, so now there's no point in switching out. I just stay in and bring in... I mean, I don't even think Kartana is going to take a Leaf Blade. 14.8. I think that has to be specs to do 14.8. So let's go ahead and calc here. Heatran against Lele. So Specs Lele would be actually... It doesn't look like it's actually Specs. It could be Scarf. Is that Modest Scarf? Oh, this is no bulk Heatran. That's why I was like, what? Why is it doing so much? Yeah, he's Specs. Okay, so I get to bring in my Kartana now. And click a knockoff for free on the incoming Skarm. Right, and Skarm's going to take a lot of damage here, which is nice. Go ahead and take a clean 38. I'll get in Hoopa here on the Hawlucha switch in. So this can't SD, which is actually really big. I actually have a chance in this game now. So high jump kick me for all I care. Unless you're Stone Edge, Tornadus will live one, and I will go for my Z move here. Yeah, and I'm not missing a Hurricane, man. So that was the opening that I needed. Hawlucha goes down right there, and I'm actually able to go ahead and maybe pick up a win here, perhaps. In terms of now, I just go for knockoff to get rid of that choice specs, because that's a problem. Skarmory actually might go down to knockoff spam, and Heatran we already got damage off on, right? No, actually we didn't get damage off on Heatran. But knockoff is my play anyway, as my opponent goes Skarmory. So he's going to give me the kill on this, clearly, and I think +1 should be able to knock out Heatran, and if not, I have my Sceptile in the back, so I'll click knockoff here. Yeah, it nearly knocks it out. Unfortunately, it's not able to get the job done. I'll go ahead and bring this out, click Earthquake, and Sceptile should be able to wrap up the game right here. So we're able to go ahead and win the game right there for game 2. I think my opponent played the Hawlucha very weirdly. They got it in on a double, but they brought it in when I had a Pokemon that was not going to let it set up out. So that was definitely very cool, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. I went ahead and restarted my router, so if it continues lagging, it's definitely just server issues right here, because that's always fixed any Pokemon Showdown issues I've had. So let's go ahead, and hopefully that doesn't happen, but let's go ahead and lead off here with Kartana on Lander's T-lead. Kind of interesting situation, because I need Torn for his Kartana. I'm just going to Leaf Blade. The Banded Leaf Blade is still going to do a good amount of damage. It could weaken it into range of my Sceptile and my Hoopa, which could be really helpful. If he knocks me off or anything like that, it'll be unfortunate. If he Scarf HP Fire, that would be super random, but it could be a thing. Yo, should I Sacred Sword on the Kartana coming in? He shouldn't go Kartana here. I would never do that. Mawile is something that could come in, but even Mawile with 2 Intimidates on me is not going to appreciate a Banded Leaf Blade. And nothing else will appreciate it. Lottie will take, I believe, over 50%, which is very nice. And I have good Lottie switch-ins between my Bulu, my Hoopa, and my Heatran, so that looks very good. I want to keep Heatran healthy for this Magearna, though, so... Kartana, you want to appear? I don't know why. This has been like an issue on Pokemon Showdown 2 for like the last 3 or 4 months. I've seen it happen to other people, too. The Pokemon are just not loading, but... Yeah, Leaf Blade's very free right here. If my opponent goes hard Kartana, I would not agree with it, but they would definitely be in a good spot, because they get to throw off an attack, and if he predicts right, like for example, if he Smart Strikes my Torn, that's bad. So I get 72% off on that Pokemon, which is absolutely amazing, and I get to click this attack again now, and he actually gives me damage on Magearna here, which is really nice. So that's clearly not AV, I don't think. It could be AV. But Heatran's my switch-in on the Trick Room. Your Trick Room Fightinium. I'm just going to Earth Power twice. I don't think Magma Storm is actually going to OHKO, so Earth Power is the safer bet here. It also covers Mawile on the switch-in in case my opponent does do that, because I don't want to be in a bad spot against that Pokemon. I guess if my opponent goes Landorus T here, and it's defensive Landorus, that could be a problem. I could take the time to get up a Rocks now, but this is actually a win con, so like there's no point. And everything else is actually really weak to Sceptile besides this, from the looks of it. I gotta be careful about Scarf Kartana though. Scarf Leaf Blade is a threat, so if I take too much damage on Heatran right here, in order to stop that, I just gotta play my other thing correctly. So he decides to go right for that. So I should have Magma Stormed actually. I may have to lose a few Pokemon here in this process, but I'll lose this, I don't mind. Yeah, that's okay. Is there a Pokemon that could guaranteed live any attack? I mean, I can go out into this and Protect first, which is nice. It'll give him Terrain, it'll give him Recovery though, which is a little bit problematic. But I'm assuming a Z-move comes out here, right? Now, just a normal Flash Cannon. Can I double Protect on him? No, I'm just gonna Horn Leech it. And then it looks like I can go ahead and Superpower it for the knockout here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get rid of that threat. So I lost my Heatran, but Heatran was really mainly here for that. And it puts me in a worse spot versus Mawile now, which is really scary. So what happens here? SD? Just explodes. I'm willing to lose that. I know it puts me in a bad spot versus Gran, but that's okay. Assuming Gran comes out now, but this is actually going to be really big what I bring out here, because it could result in a KO for one of us. Look, if I go Hoopa on Mawile, or Kartana, I'm assuming my opponent's going to go Mawile, right? So I'm thinking Hoopa or Torn, or Kartana. My opponent's actually going to go ahead and disconnect. It does go Gran, though. So I think that might mean they came back. Should have gone Sceptile. This Pokemon is outsped by everything and diced everything, so I'll Leaf Blade here. Best case is my opponent misses a Hydro Pump or doesn't come back. I mean, not coming back would be kind of lame, so let's see what happens right here, though. I would definitely want to play this out if my opponent does come back, because it's looking like Sceptile could win. I just got to scout the Scarfer and play my Hoopa smart. But if my opponent doesn't come back right here, it'll be unfortunate. I'll probably throw in the battle anyway, but I might make it a little bit of a longer session. Let's see what happens here, though, because okay, there's the Reconnect, which is definitely cool. I was actually really looking forward to playing this one out, so let's see what my opponent does right here. It goes hard Mawile. This is Banded Leaf Blade under Terrain, man. Yeah, go ahead and take 65%. Unfortunately, because Terrain just went down, I can't knock him out with this next one, but my opponent actually decides to Sucker Punch instead of living the attack and knocking me out. I guess maybe he doesn't have Fire Fang is what's happening. So now my opponent knows I'm banded. He scouted for clearly Scarf Kartana against the Greninja. So out comes this. I gotta go for Leaf Blade here. On the knockoff. Bring in Sceptile, which is the only Pokemon that actually has a chance of living this attack here. And go right for Hidden Power Fire. Nice. So he's actually not locked in. Wait, huh? How did he outspeed me right there? Did I knock him off or something like that? I'm so confused. I'm missing something. I'm not going to check what it is, though. Here, I think I just sack Torn, maybe, because I need Sceptile right here for the Gran. So I'm going to sack Torn off. And then, I think I get in Hoopa and get a kill, basically. So let's go ahead and bring in Hoopa now. Hit him up with a Thunderbolt is what I'm thinking. Knock out the Greninja, and then I don't think Sceptile can beat my Hoopa and my thing here. So unless he's Scarfury Cutter, which would be a very clean set, but I don't think that should be a thing that exists ever. There's a Draco, does not crit the attack, and I'm able to go ahead and Dark Pulse right here and get rid of the Lottie. So I think it was Scarf Lottie right there, and I think it was maybe Bandit Kartana. Let's go back here and see what happened right there. I guess it doesn't really matter, we won. And that's a nice 3-0 start, so I'll be right back with another game. Okay, so this next game right here is going to be a Kartana plus Hoopa field day right here. So I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Hoopa, anticipating the Sableye to want to lead right here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and throw off a couple Dark Pulses right away. Yeah, so there's the Sableye. I'm going to go ahead and Dark Pulse now, and ideally my opponent doesn't protect right away, expecting a nasty plot. There we go. Nice critical hit too. Goes for the knockoff. I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and Dark Pulse again now, and the Sableye is basically out of the game. I'm not going to give it any chance to recover ever. So ideally my opponent just sacks it off here. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw off another Dark Pulse. I don't care if Chansey comes out. The Sableye is never recovering. So goes ahead and does that. I mean, it's even in range of my Torn now, but I think the better play right here is going Tran. Just to avoid getting... Well, I'm going to go Torn first. I'm expecting a Toxic to come out, but it's fine if he doesn't go for that. Decides to go right for S-Toss. That allows me to just go ahead and throw off a knockoff here. Go ahead and get rid of the Eviolite, and now I can just U-turn out here into my... I'm thinking Kartana here, actually, on the Soft-Boiled, and just throw off a knockoff now. Banded knockoff, don't paralyze me, please. That's the one way this Kartana's not going to rip through your team. Nice, okay, so there's no para happening here. Get in Zapdos, I mean Hoopa on the recover, obviously. And then just throw off a... Perhaps Dark Pulse here is a good idea. On the incoming Chansey. Go out into Heatran here, and just go ahead and throw off a Magma Storm is what I'm thinking. And this thing is not soft-boiling, man. Earth Power it down. In fact, I can get up rocks here, and get my kill with Kartana now. And actually, Kartana wins, doesn't it? Yeah, Kartana's going to win the game. Except for he has an Alakazam, so that's a problem. But other than that, Kartana wins the game, which is cool. I don't know if my opponent can actually do anything to stop this Pokemon. He has to go Alakazam, to which I will respond right here with my Bulu. On the incoming Zapdos, I mean, I don't care about Zapdos, right? I mean, Zapdos is actually a threat, never mind. I do care about Zapdos a lot. That's fine, though. I'll go ahead and SD up a couple times. Maybe another time here. As my opponent does absolutely no damage with that. I can Horn Leech again, bring him all the way down, protect here, just to get some more recovery. Horn Leech here. Okay, so we got rid of Zapdos, so I think my Kartana is gonna kind of clean up. I don't even know if this can knock me out, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll live that. Yep. And this can't knock me out, and that should be it. Yeah, Stall is so bad. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but I think against certain teams, especially my team right here, was just going to completely tear it apart. Okay, so it goes ahead and tries to do that. I'll try to break through, I guess, as my opponent decides to give me health back. I guess anticipating a choke, which is going to be Kartana. Okay, this is annoying. I'm going to go ahead and Horn Leech again. I don't care, though. Like, as long as I don't go Kartana ever, I'm going to win this game, so. Goes right for that. My best play right here is actually going Sceptile first, because I can't get Thunder Wave due to Lightning Rod, and I get to throw off Earthquakes here and just blow through his team. So decides to go ahead and do that. And this should be over. I mean, sacks off Sableye, what does that give you? It gives you Quagsire, which I do have a fresh Grass type attack coming your way. Okay, that shouldn't make a difference. I just Earthquake now and knock it out. And all I gotta do is spam Earthquake until... I guess what I'll do is here go Torn, and then just click Knockoff. Knockoff's fine. Get rid of these lefties, and I'm just waiting to get my Kartana in here. So yeah, Kartana can come in, and secure this game with a knockoff right now, which is cool. Even without an item, it should go down with no problem here, so knockoff's going to go ahead and come off and secure us the win right there. So my opponent had like no stall matchup, which is definitely very cool. Always satisfying to beat it though, and we're pretty close to 1700 on this account now, which is great. I'm trying to get it up there with my other account, which is actually top 100 right now, so ideally we can continue winning, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, I got the next game right here. My Coco Medi matchup is very bad, but I'm anticipating Coco lead, so I'll lead off here with my Sceptile on that, ideally, and maybe not Lando. There's a Coco. Coco led really well, so I'm not surprised my opponent decided to lead it right there. I'll go ahead and Earthquake right away and see what my opponent does. It's Scarf Coco, so that's a really nice info right away to get. And I'm able to go ahead and get some damage off on Magearna, which is really nice. Gonna help out my Hoopa, my Heatran, and all them, so... I mean, I'm assuming a Flare Cannon comes out. He can't Volt Switch my Lightning Rod, so... My opponent actually goes for Ice Beam, which is interesting. Gives me Rocks right here, which I will be getting up right now, of course. I could just Magma Storm too, I mean, but then I risk missing and get nothing out of the turn, as my opponent goes Lando. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun time, so... Magma Storm right there could have worked, but I like this play a lot better. Allows me to get in Torn on his rocks, and just throw off my Z move now. I'm not going to go ahead and predict Coco, and since I know that it probably doesn't have any recovery, considering that it is a Choice Scarf variant, so... Yeah, any damage that I got on this right here should be permanent damage. And I'm not going to go ahead and predict here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw out my Bulu, which is my main check to this, on the U-turn. Which should work out for me pretty nicely right here. I still keep it healthy for the Greninja. I'm assuming Medi comes out now, perhaps. Medi or Cart? If it is SD Cart, what am I doing about that? I gotta go hard Torn. But Torn is such a giant threat now that I weaken the Coco into 6%. Like, when it comes out next time, it can't actually do anything. Okay, so it does go out into this. I'll protect here on the Zen Headbutt, and... I mean, I should switch out anyway, shouldn't I? But Hornleech is very free. Like, unless he flinches me, I'll be fine. So yeah, Hornleech for so much damage. I get to protect again now. And I'm still healthy for this Greninja, so I'm in a good spot here. In terms of positioning, I just gotta be careful about his Kartana. That's the giant threat here. His Kartana is gonna be super scary late game. So decides to go out into Landers. I'll go Torn here. Maybe Z? No, just U-turn. So Gran's about to come out. Gran or Scarf Cart. But Grassy Terrain's about to go down, so I don't think Cart is ever a play. Is this guy running no hazard control? He might be Defog Lando. Goes Coco, okay. So once again, I'll go Bulu here. This could have Brave Bird though, which is like really scary. I mean, it's AV Mag, right? And we already weakened it. I'm gonna go Heatran on a Thunderbolt. Okay, so I know it's scarfed into that, so Sceptile can come in and do Sceptile things. I'll go ahead and throw off a nice Leaf Storm. I'm not anticipating him to switch out actually, so I'll just go for Hidden Power Fire. As my opponent actually does go Lando, so interesting decision. Is he going to defog? What's the mindset behind this? No, this goes for U-turn. You can't go Coco again, so what are you bringing out? Gran? I guess he's gonna go Gran. Actually goes Magearna. So against Magearna, what it allows me to do is I can either knock off the vest or U-turn to Heatran. I think keeping Heatran out of range of Leaf Blade is very vital in this game, so I'll knock off the vest here on the Ice Beam, which I don't really care. I'll just go ahead and bring out Bandit Kartana now and claim. Yeah, there's no way this thing takes a Bandit Smart Strike. If it does, Magearna is a very dumb mon to play against, but this should go down. Yeah, get out of there. In fact, what do you bring out now? I guess you have to go Gran or Cart, yeah. So, Sacred Sword comes out here. As my opponent tries to SD, which is going to, I think, work out for me here, depending on how this goes. You get out of there. I get to the 2-hit KO on Kartana, which is really nice. Glad I stayed in right there. I'm actually at +2 now, which is really good. And there's the forfeit. So I actually think staying in was not a terrible play in case he was SD. Could have gone hard Sceptile too, but then if he attacked and was Choice Scarf, that would have been in a bad spot. That would have put me in a bad spot right there. So yeah, we do get up to the 1700s, which is definitely very cool. And we definitely have time for more games right here, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we were on a nice win streak, and now I found Sun with 3 grass types on my team, and a Bisharp that 6-0s my entire team single-handedly, so this might just be an L, who knows, but I think I want to try to break early with my Hoopa here against the Torkoal lead, is what I'm thinking. Because damage on Torkoal could be really great for some of the other Pokemon, so Let's lead off here with Hoopa on Mimikyu lead. That's not very good. I can't even allow Disguise to go up, but I'm going to go Heatran. If my opponent is SD Ghostium, I think I just lose on the spot. In fact, I kind of just want to stay in. Yeah, I'm just going to stay in. In fact, I can't even go for Psyshock because Bisharp comes out and SDs right after and destroys my entire team, so... yeah, that's a thing. I'm going for Dark Pulse here because if my opponent SDs and is Ghostium on my Heatran, I automatically lose the game, so... I think this is a much better decision. Because Hoopa is threatened by everything on his team anyway, right? Like, Garchomp's gonna blow it away if it's Charizard X or Charizard Y, to be honest. They'll both OHKO it. And, yeah, there's the SD. I knew I had to Dark Pulse, and... feel free to knock me out now. Nice. Are you Life Orb? No. Okay, so now I can bring this in and safely click an attack now. I think Banded Knockoff should get the job done, but I have no idea, so I'm going for the Smart Strike. I don't care. I'll get in my Heatran now and try to get up these rocks. I'm thinking my opponent may double to Garchomp. I don't know, what doubles could my opponent take advantage of here? Garchomp for sure. Mimikyu maybe, but I already broke the Disguise. So it gets up rocks. I'm going to go ahead and do the same here. On the Executor. I'm going to Magma Storm this. And blow it away, right? So that's my best play right there. Let's see what happens next here, because Charizard can come in, and Charizard can 6-0 my team now. It's going to be Zard Y, though, which is going to be really good for me. So, unless it is random Zard X on Sun, which would be not very ideal. But yeah, I'm having trouble against this Bisharp. I don't see what I do. Unless Kartana takes a +2 Sucker Punch. What I gotta do against that is make sure that whatever Pokemon I have in when it comes out is able to take its attacks. So, brings this out, I'm just gonna go ahead and Magma Storm here on the off chance he wants to do something weird. For example, that. And do I just hope it's locked in? I'm gonna assume that's locked in. Yeah, get out of there. So my opponent is slowly choking away all his win cons. Don't see how I'm beating Bisharp once again. I know I've said that so many times. Charizard comes out. This is a Flash Fire Magma Storm in the Sun. I will be clicking this a few times now. And Earth Powering there. So that's cool. I Earth Powered because even if my opponent didn't Mega Evolve and Roosted, I would have been in a good spot. So we just won the impossible matchup with a Heatran single-handedly. So that was interesting, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, so this is going to be the final game right here. Win or lose, this has been a very productive live in terms of trying to get my ELO on this account a lot higher. So that's very good. Very happy about that. Kartana's my lead here because I don't want to get spored by Smeargle. Fortunately, my opponent leads off with Charizard. Yikes. I don't know what I'd do here. Is my opponent going to switch out expecting Dark Z? I mean, this is a very important Pokemon. What do I switch in, though? I'm going to go Heatran on that, and then maybe go Torn here on maybe an Earthquake, is what I'm thinking. Ideally, an Earthquake comes out. Nice, and this gives me a Z move. So I'm going to click the Z move now, and hit something very hard here. As my opponent gives me the biggest threat to my team, which is Zardax, so that's a great start for me. Smeargle's about to come out and try to do some things, I think. No, goes Tapu Lele. And I think Heatran can take a +2 Sucker Punch from full. So that may be a Pokemon that I want to keep at full health. I'll go ahead and U-turn here because I can find out whether it's Scarf, and if he does stay in, then I'll go Heatran, but on the off chance, that's Specs, okay. 100% Specs right there. I'll get up rocks now to break the Smeargle Sash and see what happens. Psychics again. I'm going to go Hoopa here. This is clearly a Spec set, so let's get in Hoopa and click. I think Thunderbolt is just all around the best play because it doesn't allow Bisharp to set up for free. And from there, I can still break Mimikyu's Disguise. It should knock out Smeargle despite the fact that it's not Stab. And this Lele is forced to switch out here, so I think that's fine. That's a good idea. Focus Blast is another good option, but it doesn't hit Mimikyu at all, so that's why I'm hesitant in regards to that. Yeah, I'm just going to Thunderbolt here and try to get ahead now. It does go Mimikyu, so I'll be able to go ahead and Thunderbolt this, and I'll just check off my Heatran. Even if my opponent SDs up, it can't set up too much on this Pokemon, and I can get in Kartana after. So I'll just Magma Storm. I don't know if my opponent's actually going to try to SD, as they choose not to. Nice. Bring this out now. And this Pokemon is going to win the game, actually. I don't see how my opponent stops it. Unless you're Scarf Hoopa. You know, I actually should have Leaf Bladed there. Yeah, I should have Leaf Bladed. Bisharp comes out. I'm going to Smart Strike this. Okay, it doesn't matter, yeah. No matter what I clicked there, I would have been in a fine spot. Sucker Punch is going to come out, but I'm just going to Sacred Sword anyway. And then go from there. So it allows me to bring out my Sceptile now, which is going to put in some work. I'll go ahead and click Earthquake now. And see what my opponent wants to do here, because if they see that I'm a physical set, I don't know if they want to actually play around with this, so decides to go ahead and give me that Pokemon, which is nice. Can Scarf Hoopa outspeed this? I don't know, Hoopa reaches what, 286, I think? 284, so 284, 142, 426, and I'm at 427, so it actually doesn't. This will go down to Leaf Storm. Yeah. And Scarf Hoopa won't be able to beat my team. So I don't know how I don't think I should have won either of these matchups. It's not worth really staying in here. But I guess I might as well. Like, it doesn't really make a difference. I have a Torn with a U-turn, so yeah, let's go ahead and my opponent opts to gets up Webs, which I don't get. The only way my opponent could actually win here is if they were Trick Room Hoopa-Unbound, and they would have to predict with the Gunk Shot and Hyperspace Fury, but that's not something I would let my opponent ever do here. So I'm assuming this is just sort of Choice Band or Choice Spec sort of thing. I mean, we'll find out right now. If it OHKOs me with either of those attacks, then we'll know. Yeah, but Earthquake, Gunk Shot. I go for U-turn here. I can live a Scarf Gunk Shot unless it crits me, so... And it's not Scarf, okay. So we're going to go ahead and end off the live right there. Let's go ahead and check the ELO if it wants to pop up, ideally, maybe. 1756. So we gained over 100 points in this live. I believe we started off all the way down at 1621, so let's see where 1756 is on the ladder before we go ahead and end off the video. 1756 is not OPJellicent number 370, so that's not the worst. I know the GXE is very bad. I test on this account a lot. I got a better one up here, just to show you guys. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter, but yeah, 159, 80% right there, but yeah, I did hope you guys all enjoyed, of course. Once again, the team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out, and I'll see you next time. Later.